Hello, we are in Saloni today because I wanted to build a modern seaside villa, and that is what we're doing. And this time we start a bit different because I'm actually doing the back of the house before I do the front of the house. But just follow along and you will see why. Because this back it's something extra, I tell you. And this house it's amazing. I would love to live here, right by the sea. Well, I would like to live there if it's like in Italy or what Saloni is supposed to be. I would not like to live by the ocean in Sweden where I live because it's kind of dark and moody in the winter time, and it's not that nice. I think actually this might be a weird thing to say, but I think the ocean scares me a bit in the winter. It's hostile in some way. So I do not like to be around the ocean at winter time. But in the summertime, it's really nice. And yeah, so like I said, here in what is supposed to be like Italy or something like that, I would love to spend some time in a house like this. So as you can see, they have a big ass pool in the back. Really nice, so they can decide if they want to take a dip in the ocean or a dip in the pool, depending on the mood of the day. We're going to make some different kind of porches so that they could enjoy their staying in different ways. So this little more secluded porch is going to be like a place where you can sunbathe in a little bit more privacy. So yeah, they have like, it's not like a roof, but it's some sort of protection from above, and these kind of wooden beams to make noisy, I don't think there's so much neighbors, but make nosy people who are out and about with the boat a little bit harder to spot you. And they also have like a big porch with some roof over it, and that is going to be the seating area, so you could get out of the sun for a while and just sit and relax. There is also a little small area to the left, which is going to be where the hot tub is. So a third option to have if it's a little bit chilly in the evening and you want to have a little bit of a warm bath instead. You could go and take a dip in the jacuzzi. And as I said, this is a modern villa, so the top is going to be just this half wall, no real roof, so it's a flat roof. And I do realize that this wouldn't be good in a climate where it rains a lot, because then you would have a flood on your roof, or where it snows a lot, because then it could actually be that heavy that the roof breaks down and falls in on your head. That wouldn't be nice. So they have this, never mind the doors I'm putting there right now, because I'm going to change it to the one that is open, because I wanted to have this inside outside living, so that you could sit inside and feel the wind from the ocean when you are eating your dinner, because the dining table is going to be right inside of that. To be opened door, but it's now a closed door. And this part gave me some trouble, but we get there in the end. So it's going to be like a window box sort of thing to get some light in from both sides. So yeah, it's a weird little nook, and there's not much to do in that nook. And this is actually a house that I took inspiration of a house that I saw in a picture, and they had like this nook, but I only got to see the back of the house in the pictures. So the front of the house I had to make my own decisions and go my own way with. So that's my own thoughts and my own way of seeing how I thought it might look. Doing a little floor plan right now, and there are going to be 2 rooms upstairs, but only one of them is going to be a bedroom. So it's a quite a good size of the house, but it's still just for a couple. You could have a kid in there, but I think those living here aren't that into kids. They don't want kids of their own, so they are more into this luxurious life where they can make their own careers and stay late at work and so on. So that's what they are spending their time doing. And I also remember that we need a small bathroom downstairs as well for them to relieve in, because it's a long way to walk upstairs every time you need to use the bathroom, or when you have guests and so you want them to have at least it's a half bath, so it's just a toilet and a sink down there, but it's nice to have a bathroom on each floor. I'm trying out some wallpaper right now, and it's the only room that really stands out is the bedroom, because it's a wallpaper there in there with these large pink flowers, and the other rooms and also the tiles and so is very neutral. So I think they like this kind of neutral colors. They like the black, they like the white, but they also like some green and pink that we will mix up in the furniture and so on when we get to that. And here is where I changed that door, as I said, so it's open, so you could watch the view from inside whilst dining. Yeah, and this is the little spot where I put the sun loungers, just to be able to relax and take a dip in the pool and so on your own. And I tried this sofa first, but I went for this more modern sofa. It's like a stone sofa with some pillows, and I thought it fit the vibe a little bit better. And then I go in with some black details to pick out the blacks from the windows and so on, and try to continue that into the build itself with this a bit more warm wood that I've used. So it's a bit of a mix and match between the black and white element with the warmer terracotta and wood. And putting some lights in the pool. You have to see what you're doing if you want to take a dip at night or so. So yeah, that's a nice. And the other areas are like fountains, because I wanted some elements to. Yeah, actually in the reference picture I had, the pool slopes down and continues on another floor, but it's not that wide. So it's just like I would say it's like a pool where you do laps. So they had this like one point below the other pool, but that wasn't possible to do here. So I thought that let's just make it a fountain instead, and we could put in some water features in there, which I will do in the end, so that it splurts water. Yeah, we are putting some lights up in the back and in the front, and doing some flower beds in the front. So this is where I have to go by my own mind and think about what I want, and also what I think they might have had and how it might have looked in the front of this. So I tried the bush first, but then I realized I wanted something more simple, like just cacti and so on. But because I don't think they are into doing a lot of gardenings and so on. And I tried to do something different with the stepping stones, and it's always weird when you have a lot where it just ends and then it's grass, and then the road begins a bit further away, and you can't have a clean line because it just stops and there's grass again. So it looks a bit funny, but just pretend that it would have been all the way up to the stone instead. So then it would have looked a lot better. But what to do? It's Sims, they have a mind of their own, doing what they want with the lots. And yeah, it's not always what we want as players, but let's not talk more about that. Let's head into the kitchen. So this little nook is going to be the kitchen, and I wanted to just have it on one side because I wanted a big window to be open, so that you could have a lot of natural light coming in, and also have a great view when you stood there. Whilst you're making the dishes and whilst you are cooking, you will have your back or your side to the big window. But you could take a glance over and watch the ocean whilst the potatoes are cooking or whatever you are cooking up on the stove. And I also did a 2-colored kitchen, so I went with wood down below and white cabinets up front, because it's only cabinets on one wall because I didn't want to cover the windows, and I didn't want to cover them with curtains either, so they're just big open windows down here in the kitchen. I tend to put a little bit more curtains on the side of the house that is the front, because no one is in the back, it's just the ocean, so no one is going to go past or take a peek if you're walking around in your nudes or whatever. So that side feels safe, but the other side, the front side, I wanted to cover up a bit more. And this is where I put the dining table, as I was saying before, right in front of the open door, so that you could hear the waves coming in whilst you're dining. And this is where I start to add a little bit more color. So we have this bluish color in the rug, and here comes the green I was talking about, and trying to match it up with still using some black and white elements to put it all together. And I tried the white rug at first, but I thought it looked a little bit too bland. So since I had blue in the other rug, I wanted to portray that into the other area of the room as well. So that's why I went for the blue rug, and I actually think it looks gorgeous. And you might not have had time to see it because I put up the painting quite fast when it's sped up like this. But the picture also is in a blue-green and a little bit of red. So that's why I picked up a red little box for the hallway to try to combine it. And it's also a little bit red in this blue carpet. So it's the small details that make it cohesive and look like it's actually a thought behind it, and it's not just something they bought and threw in there. So this is the small bathroom, and as I said, it's just a little toilet and a sink. Nothing much about it, but it works. So that's good. And then we are heading upstairs, and we are starting off with the big bathroom upstairs. And this bathroom fits it all. So they have this standalone tub, and we have a shower, a toilet, and a sink. So it's quite a decent size. It's a long bathroom. And I went for the black swatches of the toilets and showers and so on to go with the cream on the walls. So that's cohesive with downstairs. It's probably quite a new house. It's not very old. And because of the window placement, I couldn't have a mirror above the sink, so the mirror is above the tub instead. So it might be a bit tricky to do your makeup, but I think she will manage. And I didn't put up a railing on the stairs. It's like this, the new free-floating stairs from the new pack Businesses and Hobbies. And I quite like it like that, because there's a wall almost all the way, so it's not needed. And this is where I put the TV, as you could see. So there's no TV downstairs. There's where you hang out and you sit and talk and you watch the view. And yeah, it's just a place to entertain. And this is where they come to watch some telly, which I don't think they do a lot of. I think that they mostly hang out and talk and yeah, do other things together. They occasionally come upstairs and watch a movie or so together, but it's not like they are up there every night just watching whatever is on the telly. So yeah, this is the other room that you could do a bedroom in as well, but I made it into a double office. So they both have their little desk and chair in here, and they come up here together and they do some work. I think one of them is a streamer. I don't know if that is the main job. I might think it's her, and she's a streamer, and she also is a designer of some kind. I think maybe she decorates homes. That's what she does. And then she gives tips on the internet for people on how to decorate. So she has the big computer, and the small computer is his, and he is just upstairs. And I think he has quite a demanding job, so he works a lot from home in the evening as well. So they spend some time up there together. So that's also a way of hanging out with them. And we're on to their bedroom, and I had to switch the windows, or just scoot them over a bit, because I wanted them to be central to the bed. And it worked fine with downstairs, so I could switch them over downstairs as well. And as you see in that weird nook, I just put this big plant, and it's just a place for light to come into the room, and you can see the ocean when you're in bed from both the side and the front. And this is a white and pink bedroom, so we have some pink details to pick out the pink in the roses on the wall, and also a pink rug. And then I had a hard time fitting a dresser, but tried it in this place first, but then I realized that's where they enter out on the balcony, so that's not possible. So I scoot the door over a bit and put it in the corner. And then I put some chairs and a little table outside so that they could have a little nighttime talk or a morning talk outside on the balcony, just watching the view and taking it easy. Maybe bring up a cup of coffee or a cup of tea in the morning to have a great view. So they have a lot of options to view the ocean from this house. And I really, really like how it came out. And it's on the gallery if you want to download it. My name on the gallery is HelenSimmar, just as on my channel here. And there will be a bin. I forgot the bin, but when you download it, there is a bin as well. And there will be pictures in the end if you think that it went too fast and you want to look at it a bit closer. And don't forget to watch the pictures and have a super, super nice day. And I hope to see you again. Goodbye.
Make prolific confessions into the master plan. I feel like they will never let me shine. What do you need to say that feels so grand? Why is yours so much better